Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at how you can complete the Pride Staked Awakening in Vegeta's Extreme Z area. So obviously this is the brand new Extreme Z area that brings about the EZA for the Int Prime Battle Vegeta. So it's Extreme Z area, Pride Staked Awakening. Now before you attempt the stage, you need to make sure that you have all of the characters prepared. That means you have to have their hidden potential fully unlocked, and you have to have all of them EZA'd except for the Sai a la Krillin. My video for assistance with the preparation of the units that you will need for the event will be in the top right hand corner of the video, so you should be able to click there and hopefully be able to see whatever you need to see to get things done. Now of course it consists of just a single stage for the event, so obviously there's nothing really too much to it, and you have to use the designated units, so there's nothing else really to say. Vegeta becomes 130% Pure Saiyans lead, which is pretty damn decent, and alongside that he also becomes a pretty good unit. Nothing too crazy, but he becomes pretty solid, and it's going to be interesting to see just how well he does in a whole bunch of events. So Vegeta obviously has attack of 50%, defense is 70%, he has an additional defense of 70% when HP is 50% or more, he gets Ki +1 with every attack performed, and an additional attack of 50%, and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a rare chance of becoming a super attack for 4 turns after receiving an attack. Pretty interesting unit. His link set's pretty solid for a Prime Battle unit. He raises attack and defense on his 12 key and greatly raises attack and defense on his 18 key. Of course, there are some missions involved with the event, mainly to do with performing just the 3 steps of Extreme Z Awakening on Vegeta, so you're going to want to make sure that you do that. And of course, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the stage. Now, in terms of currently, there is an extreme challenge campaign, so if you fully EZA Vegeta and raises SA to 25, you will also receive some bonus stones. So you're going to want to make sure that you do this right now. Not only will it refund you 5 Kais, which is great because that's the 5 Kais you generally use to get Vegeta from 20 SA to 25 SA, but it also gives you a whole bunch of stones. So it's a great time to EZA if you are interested in it. Obviously click on my video, run through the process, and you should be more than fine. Now of course, in terms of the stage, like I said, you have to use the designated units, so you don't really have the world's wildest options when it comes to what units you can and cannot utilize. So you just have to basically choose the ones that are appropriate. Your leader will be the physical Turtle School Goku or the Namek Goku, and then the rest of the team will be obviously just the rest of the units. This does technically mean that a couple of the units will not be running under a full lead, but it's basically the best way for you to kind of get as many units under a lead as possible. So 100% that is the best team build to use, so just make sure that you follow that. Use the physical Goku, it's the friendly that they give you, so you don't have that much choice in the matter. Basically you just have to choose this team. Obviously that makes life easy. In terms of tips, there's not like a massive amount of tips that you can give. There's a chance for question marks to appear, and question marks will give you 7 medals, which will speed up your process quite a bit. So that is something that's pretty fun. But yeah, basically in terms of like everything else, there's not too much else to say. If you've got Kaba, try and put them out of the way of direct damage if possible. Obviously these Gokus do provide a full heal, which is great. Use them or Krillin to tank, it's generally the best procedure, and try and put Tarbell and Kaba as far as possible out of the way of any direct damage. That's going to generally get you the best result. As long as you do that, you should be fine. As you can see here, we get very unlucky and Vegeta does super him, but it's okay. It's not the absolute end of the world. You will be more than fine. Generally speaking, you do way more than enough damage, so you shouldn't really panic too much when it comes to the event. You shouldn't really like have any huge issues or anything, or like, fail multiple times. You might fail once or twice if you get super unlucky, like maybe if you have Tarbell and you have Kaba together, but even then you should be okay. Generally speaking, I can't see you failing that much, but yeah. So you're going to need to run this a couple times. Generally you get around 4 medals per attempt, and in total you need 45 medals. So you're going to need to run this around 11 times if you don't get lucky with the question marks. If you get lucky with the question marks, you're looking at more 8 or 9 attempts if you get 1 or 2 question marks, which does obviously help out quite a bit. So generally speaking, that's kind of everything you need to know. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly softly recap all of the units and just show you guys the story events where you get them from, and then we'll skip ahead to when I've finished all of the grind for the medals. We'll awaken Vegeta, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you obviously know how to get all the units, or you've done that phase already, then there's no need really to continue watching the video. But yeah, so obviously Vegeta is able to be awakened, but to awaken Vegeta we obviously need to be able to complete that event. So to complete the event, you need to make sure that you get the units. Now the units are pretty easy to obtain, and you just need to be able to complete their Extreme Z areas. I go into more detail about it, and you can Google each event and each Extreme Z area on my channel. So no matter what you need to watch, I've got you covered. But you need to start with this event. This will give you the Turtle School Goku, the physical Goku. That's going to be a pretty good call for you. Should be able to help you out. Then you're going to need to go to the Showdown Ultimate Final Battle. Here you can pick up the Int SS3 Goku, and he's pretty straightforward to pick up as well from stage 2 there. Then you are going to need to pick up the Yardrat Goku. So Yardrat Goku drops from the Androids in Action event, and he's also a pretty straightforward unit. His medals drop from the stage, etc. All fairly simple so far. Now in terms of the rest, so you do have one funky one, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, generally speaking, they're all pretty straightforward. Tarbell drops from the Goku and Friends event, so pretty straightforward there. And then you also get the Kaba. Well, the Kaba is the one that's a little bit kind of funky. So yeah, Kaba is the strangest unit. Very, very weird. So you pick up copies of him from the Universe 6 event, but you kind of need to get his medals from the Universal Survival Saga event. So that's all that makes him pretty weird. It's not like super weird in a sense that makes it like super strange, but generally speaking, obviously it's maybe the most confusing part. So you get his copies from here, and you get his medals from the Universal Survival Saga event. Once you have all the units, you can take on the Extreme Z area. Pretty straightforward. And Krillin is a prime medal unit, so you'll find him under the challenge section, and the rest of the units you will need to easy A. And that's basically it. To cut a long story short, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, and yeah, generally speaking, you shouldn't really have that many problems. But we're gonna jump ahead. Obviously, now that I've completely got all of the medals for Vegeta, we're going to do his final step of his Extreme Z Awakening, and then we'll be able to obviously decide. Now, if you really want to, you can farm a third copy of Vegeta at SA5 to feed in here, or you can use Kais. Generally what I do is I try to convert 30% Kais into Elder Kais by essentially using 30% Kais as much as I can. Remember to claim all of your mission rewards. Now you can claim the full rewards for the event, which gives you a Kai, which is great. But you can also claim the Extreme Challenge campaign rewards as well. You'll find those under the missions. Those are limited time though, so if they're not up by the time you do this challenge, it's because they have expired. So just be aware of that. You won't be able to do these missions forever, unfortunately. They are only for the duration of the event itself. So that is pretty much it, and cheers, bye.